So this is our last section on quadrilaterals. Okay, this is section 8.7, which is kites. And it's probably not a figure that you've really talked about before, but really it'll seem very familiar just from like when you go fly a kite. So let's first of all talk about the properties of a kite. A kite is a quadrilateral, 4 sides, with the following properties. It has exactly 2 pairs of consecutive, that means next to, consecutive congruent sides. Exactly 2 pairs. So like a rhombus doesn't count because it has 2 pairs, but like all of them are also the same. So you can see how that's drawn in here. Like AB and AD are congruent, BC and DC. Okay, then we have 1 pair of opposite angles congruent. That's this whole angle here at ABC, this whole angle, and the whole angle at ADC in this picture. And then we have diagonals that are perpendicular, and you can see that marked on here. So we're going to practice using those properties here. Okay, so number 1, we're going to find each quadrilateral is a kite, and we're going to find the missing values. Okay, so remember, this angle here at B and this angle here at D, they're congruent. Okay, so how many degrees are there in a quadrilateral? There are 360. So you could call this one X and this one X. You could add X plus 85 plus 43, and that's going to equal 360. Okay, so when you add 85 and 43, you get 128. So 2x plus 128 is 360. 360 minus 128 is 232. So 2x equals 232. Divide by 2. Both of these are the congruent ones. You get 116 for both. Okay. Number 2. This time, L and J are the ones that are congruent. So J is also 82. So if I want to find K, I could take 360 minus 82 minus 82 minus 71. That would leave the remaining angle of 125 when you do that in your calculator. Okay, now let's look at number 3. First, let's find PTQ. PTQ. That's this angle where the diagonals come together. And again, diagonals are perpendicular. So here are the diagonals. This is the angle we're looking for. So we know that that angle has to be 90. Then PQT, PQ2. T. So I'm going to actually highlight this triangle right here. Okay? We know that this is 90. So if I want to find PQT, that's this angle right here. Okay, so I'm going to do, for that one, I'm going to do 180 minus 37 minus 90, and that'll give me 53. Okay, then my last one I'm looking for is QRT, QRT. These are going to be congruent triangles right here. So QRT is also going to be 37, like the one that's given. All right, number 4. We're starting with GDE, GDE. So one of the things is, it wasn't actually up here on the properties, but when this longer diagonal here, the longer one, that is connecting the 2 angles that are not congruent, they actually bisect the angles. So 59 and 59 is going to go there. So GDE is going to be 59 plus 59. That's 118. Then DEH. So now, again, if I look at this triangle formed by the diagonals, this is a right angle. So if I'm finding this angle right here, which is what I'm looking for here, I could do 180 minus 90 minus 59. That'll give me 31. And then the last angle I'm looking for is DGH. These are congruent triangles here, so this is also going to be 31. All right, so, woo! Number 5. These angles can be difficult. I know, though, for sure, I'm just looking, that angle 3 has to be a right angle. Okay, so I'm going to put that 90 in right away. Okay, and then what else could I find next? Like if I look at this triangle here, I know that this is 90 and that's 52. So 6 could be 180 minus 90 minus 52. Sorry, I'm still writing in red. That's 38. Angle 5 is also going to be 38. Okay, these are equal. And then this triangle and this triangle are also congruent. So if this is 65, number 4 is also 65. And again, if this angle is 52, angle 7 is also going to be 52. Okay, now for these last two, here I'll use a different color. I'm going to look at this triangle right here. Again, this is a right angle. So if I'm going to find angle 1, I could say 180 minus 90 minus 65. So angle 1 is going to be 25, and angle 2 is also going to be 25. All right, so just starting off, let's see what we know on number 6. Okay, let's see what we know on number 6 without doing any work. I know that 46 and 1 are congruent. I know that 5 and 73 are congruent. Okay, I know that 4 is a right angle. Okay, and now I can start looking at these little triangles formed by our diagonals. So if I want to find number 3, I could take 180 minus 90 minus 46. And that would be 44. And I know that angle 2 is also congruent to 44. Angle 2 and 3 are congruent. All right, and then number 6 and 7, I might look at this triangle right here. Here I've got a right angle in the 73, so 180 minus 90 minus 73, that's going to give me 17. So angle 6 is 17 and angle 7 is also 17. All right, so numbers 1 through 6, that was pretty much all angles. Now we'll look at number 7, look at some sides. Okay, it says WX is 14, WR is 8. Oh, I don't know why I wrote 18. Find RZ. Well, we know that RZ and RX are congruent. Okay, one of those, only one is bisected there. So only this angle, only this diagonal is bisected. Shoot. Okay, somehow I lost. Hang on a second. Hang on. Here we go. All right, we're back up. Good deal. Thanks for being patient. You know how the internet is right now. Everybody's using the bandwidth. Okay, so this is a right angle right here. So the only one, what I was saying before, only one of the diagonals is bisected. So this diagonal is bisected, this diagonal is not. Okay, but this diagonal bisects the angles. Okay, so it's kind of tricky there. But anyway, all that to say, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find RZ. We're going to say 8 squared plus RZ squared equals 14 squared. So 64 plus RZ squared equals 196. Subtract 64. RZ squared equals 132. When we take the square root, that'll be our answer. RZ is equal to 11.5. Okay, let's label number 8. AC is 38. That means each part of those is going to be 19. Okay, and then ED is 41. Find CD. This is our X here. Now you see that this is a right angle. So I want you on your own, right now, I want you to take this triangle and use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side. All right, next page. So RS is 10, RU is 9, find QS. So these are equal, so I'm going to call this X, and at the end I'll double it. So here I'm going to say X squared plus 9 squared equals 10 squared. X squared plus 81 equals 100. Subtract 81. When I take the square root, X equals Oh, it's going to be 4.4. And then again, this is going to be 4.4. So this is going to be 4.4. So QS is going to be 8.8. Okay, number 10. GF is 15. CG is 23. Okay, we also know that this is 15. We're trying to find CD. Call that X. Use this triangle with the right angle there. Okay, do number 10. Fill it in. All right, number 11. Now we're getting into some algebra. So these two angles here are the ones that are equal. Okay, so you're going to set, when we solve for x, 13x minus 32 equals 7x plus 22. So I'm going to set those equal because those were the two equal angles. So 6x minus 32 equals 22. I'm going to add 32 to both sides. 6x equals 54. Divide by 6. X equals 9. And that's where we can stop on that S for x. All right, I'm going to have you stop and do number 12 again. Remember, angle L and angle N are the congruent ones, and then you'll plug X back into L to find L. All right, number 13. Now we're back to using that all the angles in a kite, any quadrilateral, are going to add up to 360. So angle B and angle D are the congruent angles. So angle B is also 109. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add up all the angles instead of equal to 360. So 5x plus 14 plus 109 plus 3x plus 8 plus 109 equals 360. All right, I'm going to get my calculator out for that one. So I'm going to do, on my calculator, I'm going to do 14 plus 109 plus 109 plus 8. So I have 8x plus 240 equals 360. Subtract 240. Okay, 8x equals 120. Divide by 8. X equals 15. I'm just finding x on that one. Okay, let's look at 14. 14 looks a little bit different to me. We're finding STV. We're finding this angle in here. Okay? So this angle that we're looking for is going to be the same as this angle here, this 9x plus 1. So I'm going to look at this triangle right here, this part of the diagonal. Remember, diagonals are perpendicular. So I'm going to add all of those plus 9, those two plus 90 equal to 180 to make that triangle. 9x plus 1 plus 23x minus 7 plus 90 equals 180. So that's going to be 32x plus 96 equals 180. Subtract 96. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. Did you see it? Here it is, right here. Okay. The plus 1 minus 7 plus 90 would make 84. So then when I subtract 84 from both sides, I do get 96. And when I divide by 32, I get x equals 3. So I'm going to take, remember these two angles are equal. So I'm going to take that x and put it in 9 times 3 plus 1 makes 28. So that the measure of angle STV equals 28. Okay, let's look at number 15. In this case, this is the diagonal that bisects these two angles. So these two angles are going to be equal. So we'll say 5x minus 1 equals 2x plus 11. Subtract 2x. 3x minus 1 equals 11. Add 1. 3x equals 12. Divide by 3. X equals 4. So what are we trying to find here? I haven't even looked yet. I'm going to find FGJ, this angle right here. Okay? This angle right here. So I know if I'm looking at this triangle, I know that this is a right angle. Now that I have x, I could plug that in. Okay, so I'm going to do that. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 11 is 27. So now, oh, I just totally made up what I was doing there. Sorry, I looked at my work that I had done earlier and that didn't match. So now I'm going to say 2 times 4 plus 11, because I just made up 8 for whatever reason. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 11 is 19. So now when I find this missing angle right here, I'm going to take 180 minus 90 minus 19. So the measure of angle FGJ is going to be 71. Okay, and the last one here, we have NQP, this whole angle here. Okay, so first I'm going to say that this is 4x minus 7. Okay, I'm going to have you use this right triangle here and this 90, add up those three angles, this one, and this one, equal to 180. And you're just going to put the x equals. No, you're not. You're going to do the whole thing. Because after you get x, you're going to plug it in to right here and multiply by 2. So I'm going to write that down here. So whatever you get by x, you're going to do 4 times x minus 7 and then multiply by 2 at the end. Okay, so finish 16 and then you're ready for your problem set.